Hey everyone, Randy here. Welcome to the Darq Project, which is all about learning to craft a creative and fulfilling life. And this is going to be all yarn stuff in this section because I haven't been writing yet, even though I have plans for that. But I'm going to talk about that in my goals video that I'm going to be filming after this. So, all the things that I've been doing with yarn in the past week and a half, I think. I actually have a video that now that I have a functional computer, I'm going to be editing after I film this. That way I can get them both edited and uploaded, and this one will be scheduled to go out probably sometime next week, and the other one will hopefully come out tomorrow. Today is Wednesday I have no idea because I can't read it from here. I'm off work today, so I don't have to know what the date is because I don't have to write it 90 times. So, I've been crocheting a lot. It has been keeping me sane, and there are a lot of things that have been going on in life and in general. So it's like therapy. It's very meditative, and it's nice. And you will see my pin and stitch marker thing behind me. And no, that's not new, that's old. I actually found that recently and thought it was lost. So that's what happens when you finally get to go through your stuff. So here we go with the yarn stuff. I'm not going to put every single thing on the mannequin head, but for all intents and purposes, sometimes it's just easier to do this than have to totally mess up my hair. So, this is a combination of a black sparkly Hirschner's yarn that I believe was a holiday yarn a long time ago, held together with some mixed fiber red heart yarn. And then towards the end, which end is it? This part over here, which I don't think you'll probably be able to see the little sparkles in this portion that's all uniformly the same red. But that is the Red Heart Hygge sparkly yarn from a couple of years ago that I got from a discount thing. But yeah, this was a weird mixed fiber Red Heart yarn cake, and I held it double with this Hirschner sparkly black one. And I was thinking of not keeping this one and selling this one, but you know, the more I look at it, I really like this one, and I think I'm going to style it with like some safety pins and stuff on the ears, because it makes my little emo punk kid heart happy. And I have another one that is made with the same weird mixed fiber yarn. It was something from Red Heart from forever ago that was discontinued, and it had a whole bunch of really weird stuff in it. But this one I just held together with a plain black Super Saver. But here you can see that there's like this kind of stretchy nylon netting yarn that's got gold sparkles, and it's got this, and it's got this boucle, and it's got this bluish stuff, and this, and there were some sparkles in some parts of it, which is weird, but it's very, very unique for sure. And it's another cat ear hat, and this one is long enough to fold over a brim. Pretty much I'm just going through my yarn stash and killing what I can kill, because even though unfortunately I know that we're not going to be getting out of here anytime super soon, the more of my stuff I have gone, the less shit we're going to have to pack when we do finally get to move. This is made with another, I believe, discontinued Big Twist yarn natural blend. This colorway is Marigolds, and this is an 80% acrylic, 20% wool blend. It was like a super bulky, I think it was a 6, yeah. And this was the last ball and a half I had of it that had been sitting around for forever. And this is super duper thick and super duper warm. If you live somewhere that's like Arctic tundra, this would be great. Washington is not that cold. Washington is hardly cold enough to even need a hat at all unless it is particularly windy. Hoods are pretty much the way when you live here. So that's another thing gone. And then I have I had one of those Super Saver Jumbo Stripes balls of Parrot Stripe that was brand new. And I wanted to see how many things I could make with it. And I ended up making 4 things and needed a little bit of extra. So here is the cat ear beanie, and the way I make mine, they've got like a little ribbed edge along the bottom so that you don't have to fold them up and over, because I personally am not really a big fan of the folded top. It's not really for me. And this mannequin has a tiny head, but that's fine. So, yeah. And it does fit on a normal human's head snugly. I know, because I used my head as the measurements. And if you are somebody who has a much larger head, it would probably be pretty snug. And if you've got a teeny tiny head, I mean, you could always fold up the bottom if you really wanted to. All of these things are gonna be up in my Shopify store soonly, eventually. So, one cat hat. One slouchy hat, which is my ultimate slouchy hat tutorial thingy that I have here on YouTube. If you're a beginner crocheter, it's a good project and it's very forgiving and you can do it a whole bunch of different ways. This yarn is fairly stiff, even though I used a bigger hook, but the first time you wash it, it's going to make it drape really nice. The bottom portion is more of that sparkly black Hirschner's yarn, which I do still have a teeny tiny little ball of that I'm going to find something to use it in. I will find a way to stripe it into something. The other thing that I got from that ball, if I can find where I put the thumb hole on that one, there we go, is this pair of arm warmers that are a really super easy pattern. I have a video tutorial for these two. You can make them to fit any hands. I have fairly tiny wrists, but I have kind of big chunky hands after being a massage therapist for going on 5 years now. Holy shit, okay. But yeah, my hands are not pretty anymore. So, if I do make yarn tutorials in the future, and I have no fingernails, and my knuckles are all busted, and my hands are veiny and look like crap, just mind your business. That's the price of healing, people. All magic comes with a price. More things. So I've been kind of perfecting what I want to have as the pattern for my particular style of cat ear beanie, because I know that everybody's got their own way of doing things, but as I mentioned, I believe in the last one, which I still have to edit now that I have a functional computer, which is great, that I have been watching a lot of other yarny folks doing things, and I feel like they just waste so much yarn when they're doing stripes with the way that they cut the yarn every single row. It's like, why would you do that? So I've been finding ways to like add in stripes of color, especially when it seems like I'm starting to run low on the yarn, because I want to, rather than having a whole bunch of, oh, well, this is from a partial project scrap balls hanging around, I just want to use up the whole damn thing. I want it gone. I want as much of it gone as physically possible. And I do not know what the cat is doing, but that did not sound good. Atticus. Kitty, 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 what are you doing? Atticus! But anyway, so I float my yarn up the inside, just like you would with knitting. It's really easy, and it makes it so you don't have a million ends to weave in, and it makes it so that you're not wasting as much yarn when you have to cut and weave it in every time. And it just goes right up the inside edge here. And this is all red heart yarn. This is, I think the rainbow is called Mexicana, if I remember correctly. I've got so much stuff in my stash that just doesn't have ball bands anymore. We're just going to roll with it. And this is a Red Heart Super Saver White. This one has a little bit longer ribbing on it. I actually did 3 rows for this instead of 2, and I think I like that better. They're really easy to make. So easy to make. This one is made with a Red Heart holiday yarn. I have to say, I like the way that it worked up in this twisted pattern. Just from doing it regularly, nothing special, no planned color pooling. And again, it's got the little ribbed bottom. Another cat ear beanie. I am planning to put all of these things up in my Shopify store rather than doing the totally convoluted, all over the place production style that I have done in the past. I'm trying to find like 3 or 4 core items that I can make really easily on repeat, and maybe eventually offer a few custom order styles for them. But honestly, with where I'm at right now, I'd rather just do a bunch of pre-made stuff, just because I'm trying to get rid of yarn. This is a Mainstays yarn from Walmart, by the way. I think this is called Pink Blend. And no, I'm not a pink girly, but I actually like the way this also worked up in a stripy zigzag pattern. Pretty cool. And these are all worked in the round. I do not have time to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, then go up the side and across. Although I did that with the 2 really thick, chunky chunkin' ones, these, which is another tutorial of mine, the Feline Fine hat. All free tutorials up here on the channel if you're somebody looking to get into crochet. Just saying. This I actually made on my knitting machine, and this is Red Heart Super Saver Blacklight. And this was the last of the Blacklight yarn, which made me sad. I love that yarn. And this one is long enough that, like, if you wanted to wear it more slouchy and not worry so much about the cat thing, totally could. If the folded brim is just not for you. I'm not a fan of the folded brim, but I know a lot of people like it. There's that. But yeah, I'm coming to realize that if I want to get ahead financially, I'm just going to have to dedicate more time to hobbies that earn money more quickly than writing books. Am I still going to be writing? Yes, absolutely. And I will talk more about that in my planning video. So, if you are a person who is in my family and you have reached this portion of the video, this is the part where you cover your eyes and plug your ears and go la 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 until I say it's safe. And how will you know it's safe? Because I'm gonna put something flashing up on the screen. And then I'm gonna put a timestamp so you'll know where to go to. Or if you don't care and you don't want to be surprised, that's fine too. But between crochet and knitting, I also have a few things that I have made for people back home that I'm gonna be sending out once I get some other stuff together. So if my dad, his girlfriend, or my mom are watching, skip. Last chance. Are they gone? Okay, good. Here we go. So this is the last thing that was made with the parrot stripe yarn, and this is a hat for my dad's girlfriend whose favorite color is blue. And she has a wool allergy, which I did not know about the last time I made something for her, which was a very long time ago when the boys were itty bitty teeny tiny. So this is just acrylic yarn. It's Red Heart yarn. And it is completely reversible if you are of such a mind to want slightly different color pattern and want the yellow and the green. You can roll it either way. It's all sewn together. All machine washable. And this is 2 layers thick because New York winters are bitches in a not fun way. So yeah, there's that. So I got 4 projects out of that 1 ball of Super Saver parrot stripes. This is a hat for my dad. It's also made on the knitting machine. The inside is just plain black and white Super Saver, because this is the very last of my Deborah Norville Everyday Yarn in the Lava colorway, which makes me a sad panda because I'm pretty sure that yarn has been discontinued, and it was my very favoritist of the favorite because I am just a red and black kind of girl. But this is also 2 layers, and again, you can fold up the bottom. There's those. And then the last thing, which I'm going to put on the mannequin, because it is, yeah, this is from my mom, because my mom is a tiny thing, and New York winters, as I said, are bitches, and my mom is very Irish in her coloration, and she looks good in green. It makes her eyes pop, and I'm jealous because her eyes are actually green and mine are not. Sometimes they're greenish, but they're not completely green. So this is a hooded cowl thing that when your neck is not huge, like the mannequin's neck is literally like 10 freaking feet long. I actually have a picture of this on me. Maybe I'll show that. But yeah, so as you can see, the mannequin has a super long neck. On a normal size neck, this will actually come up and cover like your nose and your mouth, because wind and snow and cold. But I made this out of almost an entire skein of Premier Puzzle yarn. And I do not remember what this colorway is called. There's only a tiny ball of this left, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but something. You know what? The hell with it. It's not like my hair's fancy anyway. We're going to knock everything over. See? There we go. So, when you are a normal-sized human, you put it on like this, and it looks like Mortal Kombat cosplay, and that's fine. That's totally fine. We're cool with it. It's fine. But this hood is big enough that it comes forward and will block the wind. And yeah. And when you don't want it covering your mouth, you can have it rolled down, have it like tucked into your collar, so you're not having the skin everywhere get wind. Ooh. There we go. So yeah. And that is the last thing that I have right now that is created. And I actually made like 2 of those hats today. But I have some other things that we're going to be, if you're a parental family person, you can come back to listening now, I suppose, if you listened in the first place and stopped listening, which you probably didn't. So I'm trying to figure out which things I want to make for my store. And I've settled on, I'm cool with the cat hats, especially considering the fact that if you are also in America, you know that the annoying orange will be taking office soon. And a few years ago, there was a fun little thing regarding cat hats called Project Pussy Hat, because of him saying fun things like, oh, you know, all you have to do to get a woman to listen and do what you want is just grab her right by the kitty. Isn't that classy? Such a classy person we have taking over the country. So in the interest of me not getting too pissed off and political, slow fashion and creating your own things is an act of rebellion of sorts. And part of the reason that I got the pinkish yarn, even though I'm not a pink girl, is that all of those hats, for the longest time, the primary idea was for them to be pink. So this is sort of, you know, a way to show that you stand in solidarity with other people possessing certain body parts, and to just sort of unite with each other and say that we're not going to stand for bullshit. Because if you do, out come the claws. So, all of those things. And now I'm going to actually weigh all of these things and see how much yarn I used. And I will be including how much yarn I used in the last video. In that video, I just have to actually like weigh things. So we're gonna take a short break, weigh that, see what it all weighs, because I can't tell you how many skeins, balls, whatever I used, because it's all like hodgepodge, mishmash, leftover stuff. To wrap it all up, I ended up using 39.13 ounces of yarn, which translates to 2.445 pounds of yarn in under 2 weeks. Probably more like actually a week and a day or two. That's a lot of yarn gone. And that's good, because that means I can get all that crap listed in my shop. I'm planning to do all the photos tomorrow before work, and then I'll just chip away at getting them all posted and then do like a big store drop thing. Yeah. It's been a long day. It's been a long year so far. Ridiculous considering it's, the 8th, but whatever, it's fine. So, I am gonna love you and leave you all here. Thank you so very much for watching. If you are a yarny person, know that you are loved and welcome in this space. And if you are a non-yarny person and you're interested in getting into this stuff, I've got plenty of beginner-friendly tutorials way the heck back in the archives. Just check the crafting tutorials playlist, and that'll give you everything from basic crochet stitches to how to wind a center pull ball of yarn, testing out a cake winder, which in my personal opinion is essential if you are doing a lot of things with yarn and you have the money to get one, get one. Definitely a good idea. So, if you are a non-yarny person and you watch this just for the heck of it, you are also loved and welcome in this space, and thank you very much for your time. I hope that you enjoyed the kind of mellow and chill vibes. I don't do cozy. I'm not a cozy kind of girl. I don't do aesthetic. Well, like I don't have time for that. I'm a single parent. I work 6 or 7 days a week. I only sleep 3 to 5 hours a night. On top of that, I am an indie published author, and yeah, I released 3 things last year, and I'm hoping to release more this year, and all that stuff will be in my goals video that's going to be coming up. That's got everything about crafting, writing, all the things. So again, thank you so much everybody for watching. Remember that we're all just works in progress, and I will catch you all next time, Darklings. Take care of yourselves and each other.